Today we're going to be talking about my favorite drill of all time, the 9 drill. In my opinion, this is just the simplest and easiest way to train adjustability and hitting the ball to all fields. The reason why I call it the 9 drill is imagine a 9-hole. On the y-axis we have up, middle, and down, and on the x-axis obviously inside, middle, and away. All I'm doing in the 9 drill is hitting one of every pitch. Stuff that's up might get lifted a little more, stuff that's inside might get pulled. You still want to hit it where it's pitched, but in general, the focus is to the center of the field. In the 9 drill, you cannot move on from a pitch until you execute what you're supposed to execute. So for example, down and in. Until I hit a low line drive to the middle or pull side, I can't move on from this pitch. Now, if there was ever a specific pitch that you struggled with, then you can go back to that same pitch and say mine was down and in. What I could do is take a bunch more swings to try and figure out down and in. Or I could challenge myself a little bit. I could work on a ball or so out in front, and then I could work on a ball or so deeper. Now I'm ready to come back to this. That's going to feel like a piece of cake.
I don't remember when or where I might have learned this drill, but it's obviously not revolutionary. It's very simple. I'm sure everyone has their own name for it. But I do remember when I first really started using it, and that was my last few years of college. The first few years, it was all about adjusting to velo. That was the most overwhelming part, was adjusting to velo and seeing really tight spin in comparison to high school pitching. Hitting off the machine and hitting as much live as you possibly could became the most important thing, and unfortunately, tee work kind of took a back burner. I had always been aggressive, especially early in the count, but I was seeing better pitching, so a lot of the pitches that I thought I could really handle, I was missing. Also, being in the middle of learning how to switch hit, my left-handed swing had a lot of holes, and I needed the machine work, but I also needed some kind of basic drill to teach me adaptability and consistency. I like this drill because it almost immediately exposes your flaws and your cold zones, and then by keeping you on that same pitch, it's forcing your body to adjust without consciously doing anything. So you don't need cues, you don't need tools. This is something you can do kind of mindlessly, and I personally like to use it as a sort of ticket to be able to move on to BP or machine. You can get creative with this drill in all kinds of different ways. I really liked going eyes closed and going in opposite order or not in order at all. So for example, going from up and away to down and in and vice versa. You should really challenge yourself to get this in all 9 swings, but you should also be very disciplined in your results. Just because the ball might have went where you wanted it to go does not qualify you to move on. It has to sound like a barrel and it has to have good spin. I hope the 9 drill saves you some headache. If it does, hit the like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.